I'm joined today by Daniel Coleman, founder and CEO of Future Travel Experience, to discuss virtual events. Are they here to stay? So, hi, Daniel, how are you?
I'm good, April. Thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you. Great. So, let's just dive right in. Virtual events have had their chance to shine last year. How do you assess their success compared to in person events?
Well, I mean, personally, I think they've been invaluable to the industry in this past year, as really they've been the only way that we can come together en masse. And we were delighted to bring over 4,000 unique visitors together from every corner of the planet last December at the first industry virtual expo that we successfully staged together. I mean, you can create a global audience on a totally different scale than any in-person show ever could, thanks to the fact that participants can log on from wherever they are. And we had 162 airlines from across the globe that had representatives logging on to the show last year. And it's going to be a long time before any in-person event does that again, realistically. So, digital and in-person events are just fundamentally different, though, and I think they complement each other rather than compete, in my view. I mean, these digital events are just so easy to be involved in for visitors at a time when there's been so much change. They're a fantastic resource to benchmark and learn what other industry stakeholders are doing in these unprecedented times. And of course, to quickly see the latest innovations from many suppliers in one place, which was always a key USP of any trade show, is it saves buyers time. I mean, I think that's always the key thing for buyers. Exhibitions, you can just see a lot of things in one quick go. Obviously, no approvals to get out of the office or find budgets to be able to attend. So, I think that's really, really good for them. And I think for our exhibitors, there's obviously the engagement of the booths during the show days themselves, but there's obviously all the marketing excitement that is generated through these shows that exhibitors can be part of. And then there's the extended engagement window, because the platforms live on for another 30 days. And there's a huge amount of data and analytics that you just don't get through an in-person show. So, I think that's the real positives. I think if the truth of it, in terms of the comparison, that I think is very, very hard to build relationships online in the same way that you can in person. I think we've all found that doing Zoom calls endlessly over the last year. But obviously our physical events are coming back at the tail end of this year, and we hope to plug the gap then. So as I said, I think ultimately complementary rather than competitive. But lots of benefits on the digital side that we perhaps didn't even foresee ourselves when we set out on this journey.
Hospitality suppliers often feel that virtual is less successful for them because of the touch and taste element of their sales pitch. Do you agree that virtual is less relevant to them?
I wouldn't agree completely. I mean, I accept that you can't smell, touch and taste online, but there is obviously huge growth in video culinary presentations, and companies like Formia and LSG have developed impressive virtual showrooms to showcase their capabilities. So I know it can be done. And at a time when we still can't travel and meet each other, I think it is the very best way to drive engagement for hospitality suppliers. And, in addition, there's so many changes in the airline buying process and the personnel involved. And a virtual showroom far better showcases a business than any website ever could, in my view. So I think that these are very useful resource tools. And we actually created a dedicated business unit for this, FTE Creative, which, helps companies build these kind of showrooms and digital showcases. Because, the truth of it is, even after COVID is behind us, digital is going to play a critical role in how all of us do business. And we all have to move with the times to stay competitive. So I definitely think that this has a place going forward, long into the future.
Bearing that in mind, do you see a future for virtual events in the long term when we can all start travelling again?
Yeah, I do. I think that they probably won't be multi-day events that we've been doing in this sort of last year, but I think there will be significant virtual events in their own right for all the reasons that I've sort of mentioned already in our chat. And I think they're complementary, as I said, versus competitive. So I think we will see them in their own right, but I think the more prominent change for the industry will be the move to hybrid shows. So we've already committed for our two remaining physical shows in 2021, our FTE Global Show in Las Vegas and the FTE Apex Asia Expo in Singapore this November, which of course hosts the Onboard Hospitality Forum Asia. These will be hybrid shows where, in addition to the in-person shows taking place in convention centers, we will enable attendees from around the world who just can't be with us in person to be able to log in to watch conference sessions and take an exhibition tour. So we'll announce more on that in the coming months, but I imagine most trade shows now will do the same to amplify their reach and engagement. And as you know, we're very excited about Singapore, and I think it's going to take on a lot of extra significance this year with the way that a number of events haven't been able to take place, and obviously Asia being such an important growth market for most businesses.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. I look forward to seeing you in person, but before that, I'll see you on May 25th to 26th.
Yes, and then as I say, face to face, hopefully not too long after.
Great. All right. Thanks very much.